We have a political will to do it. We have a strong pace of reforms until now, and we will keep implementing the reforms related to the EU accession, but first of all for ourselves. And we also are building the necessary institutional capacity to do that huge amount of work related to the accession to the EU. Of course, the security situation in the region is concerning, and it has an impact on the process, but we hope that it will not impede the swift processes inside Moldova and our preparations towards the accession. And of course, we still have the need to strengthen our institutional capacities and the human resources, because this whole process of accession or coordination with the line ministries and a lot of issues related to the participation in different talks and negotiations later on in Brussels, it requires a lot of human capacities and still trained and with very good knowledge of various subjects. So that's important, and the government is also focused on strengthening the institutional capacities and also developing the skills and abilities of the people, training the people, and also retaining the human resources and the personnel in the state institutions. For us, it's important to feel this connection, communication, build up the so-called build communication between us, because back in the capital, sometimes it's very challenging to find some quality time to sit down with the representatives from various institutions in order to figure out like how we can do the same task but together, not competing but cooperating. And from this point of view, College of Europe and Natolin is a very good framework to bring the necessary people together, but also put them in a sort of environment that gives them opportunity and time to discuss even their internal affairs which are related to the work back home. And as concerns the program itself, what is interesting for us so far is that you brought experts with quite, let's say, recent knowledge and recent experience from the countries that are sort of in the same position as us. They're aspiring to exceed the European Union, but it's not about like all sort of old states or those states who went through this path 20 years ago, but are more in the same wave as we are. So, and the positive thing is that we can learn from them not only what they did right, but also what they did wrong, because we want to concentrate and do our homework very quickly. We have a deadline set up for internally of 2030 to exceed the European Union. And for us it's important not to waste a lot of time in doing our own mistakes when we can avoid some of those by learning from positive and also negative experience from other countries. So thank you so much. It's really a very good thing that you put together these experts that could share this knowledge with us. We used to be before Ministry of Foreign Affairs and European Integration, and in February we decided that we need a separate entity that would be dealing with most of the work related to the EU accession, particularly coordination on internal field. So we created this Bureau of European Integration in the State Chancellery, and we had to go through this process of sort of separating and trying to figure out the competencies that would still stay in the MFA per se, and what will be, going to this new bureau. And also some of the colleagues that used to work in the MFA went to the Bureau for European Integration in order to set up the activities and the whole work of this new entity. So as in the beginning with all the process of creating something new, but sort of separating from something old, there's this question who does what, some overlapping, some competition, some miscommunication. And here we had more time to talk with I had more time to talk with the colleagues from Bureau, for example, and figure out certain, issues or aspects related to our day-by-day work, how to better, exchange information, share, communicate, being aware of what they are doing, what we are doing, because we are still going to the same scope. And we are doing the same job, maybe we're on different paths, but it should be with the same goal. And for this we need to cooperate. And this training also offered this opportunity to be more in close cooperation with with the colleagues, which were my former colleagues. They worked in the MFA, some of them. And but when you go to another entity, then there's a different perspective, different angle, and you still need to work together. That's a good thing.